Howdy everybody, it's Amy here from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting, and I have a product review package for you today. I'm just a bit behind on this one and I do apologize, but work has been, well, you know, kind of crazy. So I found some time this Sunday evening to show you guys this really cool product review package. So I did take a peek and open it up, but you can see the nice bubble wrap. This comes to me from the company OneDaySaving, and I have used them quite a bit for diamond painting supplies of my own, as well as the product reviews that they do send me from time to time. So thank you OneDaySaving for sending me these goodies, and I will put links below where you can find these and also a discount code. So let's see what we have. First off, we have a big old diamond painting, because I do like the big ones. And then we have a cross stitch here. So you kind of got a preview of both of those items there. But this again, OneDaySaving, they take about 2 weeks to get here. And I have made a couple purchases over the weekend from overseas companies. The prices have gone up just a little bit for US shoppers, but it hasn't been too noticeable yet. So hopefully we can keep it that way, but we'll find out over time. So you can see right here on the sticker, it says 40 by 70. So this is a big one. And this is definitely diamond painting here, and I apologize for the noise. I'll try to be a little bit quiet. But this one opens from the side, which is really nice for these bigger ones. So I do appreciate the side opening, because sometimes getting them out of the tube packages can be a little bit tricky. So definitely a big one here. And this is that little bit softer polyester that I've mentioned before, that even though it's kind of looks a little bit wrinkled and all that, it straightens out actually a little bit easier. So slightly different material. Oh, look at that. We got some tweezers sitting there. Interesting. I see why, because our toolkit came open. So we do have the upgraded toolkit here. We can start there. So we have the tweezer, the pen with the squishy, and the multi-placer, a larger multi-placer. Well, let's just take it all out, because I really only have one diamond painting here, so it's going to be a little bit shorter video. But we do have the thin plastic multi-placer there, and the nice darker pink wax that's not see-through, that works a little bit better. And then a little bit upgrade of a tray from the green ones, but they're still pretty small. I tend to use other trays, but that definitely will still work. Plenty of materials there to do the kit without buying anything extra. So that's our toolkit. This is a square, and that's part of the reason we have tweezers. I can see the square right there. Lots and lots of diamonds in here. So let's take a look at our picture. So this is kind of a little bit of a muted or earth tone, I guess I could say, but also gives good vibes of spring. We've got some butterflies and some different types of flowers there, but kind of an off-white background and very pastel colors on this one. And it looks great already. So this canvas should flatten pretty easily, and it's got a nice big border around it too. So I can see it does say 40 by 70, but it's got that nice thick border on here. And I see 40 different colors here. So let's take a look here at the symbols. Not sure if you can see them very clearly, but we've got capital and lowercase letters and all sorts of different symbols in there. I see a little bit of 310 black, 3371 is a very dark brown, so those two can sometimes be a little bit tricky, but I don't think there's too much. I think it's just around some of the shadows and in some of the wings here for the butterflies. So let's start here at the bottom. Take a look. Sorry about the glare on this, but you can see that drill field looks very good. I'm trying to see if I see any symbols that are hard to pick out, but I don't, because like the E there has the white against the dark background. I can see all those just fine, but it looks like a fair amount of detail here with all those colors. So there's a little bit of confetti here inside the center of the flowers. We got a butterfly here. Nice big butterfly here. And then our big pink flowers. Hopefully you can make this out okay. It is kind of late. It's after dark here. All the way to the top. So even the background isn't too boring. There's a few different colors mixed in there in the background. So I see the up arrows, but I also see some of these other symbols there. So the background should be kind of interesting to do as well. So let's talk about the stick, because one of the ones I bought from another company had switched to a different adhesive. And one thing I do notice is the stick does extend pretty far beyond the diamond painting. You can see that there. So it is sticky way beyond. That's a bit thicker than washi tape, but I'm curious if this is that new adhesive that I've seen. It doesn't appear to be. It's not trying to peel up. Usually it has an odor with it, the newer stuff that I've noticed, but the canvas felt a lot like it, so I was kind of curious, but no, I can't pull it up at all. It is just the regular adhesive. But it looks like, let's see, let's peel some of it back. Oh yeah, definitely got the stick there. But boy, this thing is huge. It looks like it's a true 40 by 70. I probably should have gotten my tape measure, but this just, it's big. Very, very big. But of course, what we really want to see is the diamonds. Let's see how many colors we have and how they look. So this also is, open it first here, one of these bigger bags, which I do like those as well. Put this off to the side. This is clearly going to be one of the background colors, or one of the colors for a lot of the flowers there. This is color 945, and there are 6,924 in there. So the drills look really good. I'm not seeing any dimples on the bottom. Not seeing any trash in there. They all look very uniform. Interesting. Typically with acrylic drills you see a little bit more damage to them, but these are very, very uniform. Interesting. So those look great. Not seeing any dimples. These are very flat on the back, which is a good sign, because you don't want just part of the bottom touching the canvas. You want the whole thing. There's one with one dimple on it there, but that was pretty hard to find. So let's pull out some more colors here. I don't think there are any ABs in this one. It's been a little while since I picked this one out, but there's 407. Here's some dusty pinks and purples here, 152. We've got some more browns and a gray, more pink, almost a peachish color pink. Oh, there's a pretty color. And more brown. So you can definitely see with these colors, they're a little more dusty and a little bit muted and off-white instead of the bright colors. So kind of a early spring, I would say. There's 452, which is another gray. Okay, not very much on the 3371. They almost have a purple look to them instead of brown, but I don't see any troubles there with those. You can see the shiny backs on them. There's more colors here. I'm horrible sometimes at trying to guess the names of some of these colors. There's a very dark green, 934, and it looks good. Not seeing any issues there. Got some more to go here. Here's 310, so not very many of the black. Excuse me there. And then more dusty purples and blues. It's a really pretty off-white color there. And of course more pinks, a little bit more blue. We're getting to near to the end here. There's a tan, kind of a greenish gray. Another pink. Off-white, there's kind of a yellow color. A very pale green. A couple more brownish colors there. I like it. So far, I think this color palette is very nice. Here's 838. There's a couple more greens. Light gray, and just a little bit of this 823 blue. Not a whole lot there. So what do you think of those colors? I'll spread them all out here so you can see them. I think this looks kind of like, I always say bathroom decoration for some reason whenever I see these colors. But it looks really, really nice. Maybe a craft room. That would be cool. So definitely a lot of bags, or large bag I should say, of this color for the background. But I kind of like that pinkish tint to it. I was kind of curious about that off-white look, but it looks like most of them are going to be this pink. And since there is outlining around all these butterflies, they should stand out pretty well against the background. The only one that might not as much will be this flower. But there's some pretty light colors in there, but we'll have to do it to find out. But definitely a very nice one. I know the Budget Friendlies continues to sneak closer and closer to the premium diamond painting quality. So even if the price goes up a little bit for the tariffs, this is still probably less than half of what you'd pay for a premium one. So let me see if I wrote the price down here. At the time that this was delivered, the price was $16.64 for this one. So really good deal for this. And I am gonna go ahead and do an event in June that I've mentioned before on gardens and flowers. And this, gardens, flowers, and plants, I guess we'll call it. But this looks like one that would be really good for that event. So, roll this up so I don't lose any. And roll this up. So really, really nice. Large diamond painting there for less than $20. And I know this canvas will flatten over time because it's that slightly different material that they've been using more of lately that's just a little bit softer rather than the really thick canvas that doesn't move as much, so they do flatten a little bit easier. So happy with that one. That one, I just wrote down the name Butterfly for $16.64. And again, this is one day saving. But because I had a few dollars extra, of course, toolkit. Of course, I pick out a small cross stitch, and I've been working on gathering the whole collection of these. I've shown a couple that were completed on my channel. This is a Joy Sunday cross stitch, and this is from the series The Flowers of Happiness. I think there's like 10 of them in this series. So every time I have just a few extra dollars left on a product review package, I go ahead and pick up one of these. So eventually I'll get the whole set. So this is Flowers of Happiness 2. This is a 14 count. 17 by 17 centimeters. So this is a little one. It's really good to stitch in your hand on the go or on the couch. So they do come as usual in these nice little bags, so you don't need a project bag, and they are resealable. We've got our canvas here, and then we've got our threads, not a whole lot of threads, and our needles there. Then we have our pattern and the design, and I don't really want to show too much of the pattern here. We can look at the number of colors though on here. So we have 18 colors, 16 of them are regular cross stitch, and then 2 different colors of back stitch there. No French knots, no half stitches, nothing like that. And the same kind of color scheme here, the kind of off-white and brown colors that we saw in the other one. As far as the back stitch goes, it's going to be these darker lines here that you see around the flowers, and you really need them because otherwise the separation of the petals isn't going to show there. So that's why we have all that back stitch through there, as well as outlining the leaves of the plants. But if you didn't do some of this back stitch, you'd have a hard time seeing the detail of the different petals in there. So let's take a look here, if we can turn it the right way. There we go, nice little bitty one here. And it looks like it's 60 or 58 maybe. No, I can't do math. 65 by 65 stitches, or somewhere close to that. So the printing looks really clear. A lot of that blue color on there, which you can see here is white, actually 3865. But it looks really clear, especially with only a few colors. Got a little piece of thread there. So only a few colors, so it's pretty easy to read all the symbols, none that are really close to each other. And you can read the key on the bottom here or read the one on the chart. And the chart shows a different set of symbols. These are the symbols that are printed on the chart here. Show a corner of it. Whereas the canvas symbols are a little bit different. But you can go back and forth between the two and kind of figure out where you are in the flower to tell, if just in case you were to have trouble reading these, but they look very clear to me. So I don't think I will need the chart for that. And if you've never done one of these before, the ink will wash away when you are done. You put it in warm water or even maybe some hot water with a drop of dish detergent, and those ink stains will come right up. And I have washed a couple of these, so I know that. Even from this particular series I've done it. So, I should have looked there. Shows the stitch count right there. It is also serged all the way around, so you don't have to worry about it trying to come undone. But this is a little bit smaller border. I like to maybe make coasters out of these. I also thought, since I've been collecting this whole series as well as the flowers of the month, which are almost the same size, I thought about maybe turning them into quilt squares and making like a decorative quilt, not something that you would put on a bed, but maybe a small quilt that you would hang on a wall with some of these. So I'm not sure. Nope. This is the newer printing also, because I don't see any backstitch lines on here, which is good because they do get in the way of reading the symbols, and you need the chart to do the backstitch anyway. So that's a good thing. Yeah, hard to tell. There maybe could be a couple lines there on the edge, but they're not in the way because this is the backstitching style on this one is stair step, no diagonals there. So a little bit easier, a little bit old school on that. So let's look at our thread colors here. We have the card. We have 2 needles. There is no toolkit in these, but we do have 2 needles here. And we have lots of pretty colors here that are, again, more of the earth tones. So we have this pretty gold and some greens, a little bit of peach, pink, some bright red there for the centers of the flowers, some off-white, a couple different shades there, the off-white to help give a little bit of dimension to the flowers, and lots of the white, and purple and dark green. So not too difficult. This would be a good beginner kit, especially with the really basic back stitching that goes with it. So I'm just going to roll that to make it fit neatly. So that's what I have for you. And the price on this one, I wrote it down here, $3.52. So not bad at all for a project that'll give you several hours of stitchy time, but also very portable, so you can take it with you. I usually have a couple portable projects that I keep a couple pairs of scissors or snips, one in each project, so I know I've got the needles, the snips, and all the thread. I can just pick it up and go. So that's pretty cool. $3.52 for Flowers of Happiness #2. And then, of course, our big, beautiful butterfly. Here I'll have to do some work on this one to see how the squares fit. But 40 by 70. And I'll show the picture here one more time. Really, really pretty spring design there. So thank you, OneDaySaving. And I'll have to check out to see what their new items are. You can join their email list and get updates all the time. If you don't mind a little bit of crafty spam in your mailbox, I usually don't but it's tempting sometimes to buy too much when you see it all the time. So I will put my discount code below as well as the links to these items, but you can check it out and see if there's something cool that you see. And hopefully the prices will stay somewhat reasonable, but still, put this away for the moment. Still, even if they go up a couple dollars here, it's still a really good deal compared to the prices of some of the other ones out there. So thank you for watching. Thank you for One Day Saving for giving me these products to show you guys, and we'll check you later. Bye now.